I am Rudresh from Angadi College of Science and Commerce. Okay. Due to the coronavirus, in our college we conducted a free online course for all the students, that is CET as well as NEET. Okay, utilize it. First, I will begin a first chapter of electrostatic and Gauss law. Right, in electrostatic, already in syllabus, just I will discuss synopsis part of NCERT syllabus. Okay, now here synopsis part. Now the charge. What is charge? Charge is a fundamental property of matter, right, which never found in free state. But here, see, whole universe is made up of charged particles. It's okay. Positive as well as negative charges are existing in our body. Also, positive as well as negative charges are existing, but not in the state of, not in a free state. Okay, here the axis or deficiency of charge, deficiency of electron gives a concept of a charge. What it gives? Axis, the adding of charge to the body as well as removing of charge to the body gives a concept of charge. Okay, now here first one, there are two type of charges. One is positive charge, another one is negative charge, right? The deficiency of electrons, deficiency is nothing but what? Removing of electrons from a body, that is known as what we call it is positively charged body, right? That is a positively charged body. And what about adding of charge? The adding of charge, or otherwise what we call it is axis of electrons in a body is known as what we call it is a negatively charged body, right? Okay, now but by adding as well as removing, the mass of the body decreases as well as increases. That is, okay, now if a body gets positively charged, when the body gets positively charged by deficiency of electrons from a body, then the body get positively charged. That time the mass slightly decreases, mass of the body slightly decreases. Same thing, if body gets negatively charged, what will happens? That is, mass slightly increases. You remember this one, you remember this because okay, this question is asked in CET exam, right? Okay, next I will move the next slide. Okay, what is here we call it is a test charge, important. Okay, the test charge, a test charge, the smallest positive charge, right, which does not affect any other charges. See, the test charge will not affect to the any other charges. Very for in derivation we use the word test charge, right? It is test charge is nothing but what? It is the smallest positive charge which does not affect the any other charges in a field, right? That is known as what we call it is a test charge, right? You remember the formula here. I am defining densities, charge density. First one is linear charge density. What is linear charge density? It is charge per unit length. Charge per unit length is known as what we call it is linear charge density. Say, charge is measured in coulomb. Charge is measured in coulomb. But what about length? Length is measured in meter. Okay, what is the SI unit here? SI unit is coulomb per meter. What is the SI unit? Coulomb per meter. You can write the dimension formula also. You can write the dimension formula also. Okay, now here charge. What is the dimensional formula for charge? Right, that I will write here. We know that current equals to charge per unit time. But actually we want the dimension of charge. Okay, charge is not a fundamental quantity. Current is a fundamental quantity. That is I T equals to Q, right? Now, what is the dimensional formula of current? That is A raised to 1. What is the dimensional formula of time? That is T raised to 1 equals to Q, right? Now, what is the dimensional formula for charge? A raised to 1, T raised to 1. Now, here I will write this one. A raised to 1, T raised to 1 divided by length. Length is meter, that is L raised to 1. This goes up, that is A raised to 1, T raised to 1, L raised to minus 1. The dimensional formula for a linear charge density is A raised to 1, T raised to 1, that is again L raised to 1. Okay, now another one, surface charge density. What is surface charge? Surface is nothing but area, that is charge per unit area. Charge per unit area is known as what we call it is surface charge density. Same thing again, you can write this on SI unit as well as dimensional formula. What is the SI unit? Coulomb per meter square. Coulomb per meter square. What is the dimensional formula? Same thing, right? a raised to 1, t raised to 1, again that is l raised to minus 2, because area is length into length. Then another one is volume charge density. What is volume charge density? Charge per unit volume. Charge per unit volume is known as what we call it is volume charge density, right? What is the SI unit? Again, coulomb per meter cube. Coulomb per meter cube. What is the dimensional formula? A raised to 1, t raised to 1, again l raised to minus 3, right? These are the three densities of charges. First one is linear, surface, as well as volume charge density, right? Everyone note this one. Everyone note this one. Okay, I'll move to the next slide. Now, here the properties of charges. First one, we know that charge is additive. Okay, the charge is additive is nothing but what? Algebraic sum of total charge in a system, that is q equals to q1 plus q2 plus q3 plus dot 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 up to qn, right? Algebraic sum of all the charges in a system is known as what we call it is charges is additive. Okay, next one here, the total charge is conservation of charge. Charge neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be transferred from one body to another body, that we call it is total charge in a total charge in the inverse is conserved. What we are mentioning here, total charge in the inverse is conserved, remember. Okay, next one is quantization of charge. What is quantization of charge? Integral multiple of that I will write here. Q equals to integral multiple, we are denoting n, integral multiple of all the electrons is known as what we call it is quantization of charge. But this concept of quantization of charge was explained in Milken oil drop method. Remember this one. Okay, quantization of charge was explained in Milken oil drop method, that is the charge integral multiple q equals to plus or minus n into e. Remember this formula by solving the problems, very important. Right? Okay, next one, I'll move to the Coulomb's law. Right? Coulomb's law. What is the Coulomb's law? First I will state the Coulomb's law and later I will write the vector form. What is the Coulomb's law? The Coulomb's law states that the force of attraction or repulsion between that force is force of attraction and repulsion between two charges. Here I will draw that one. One is positive charge and another one is negative charge, separated by a distance is r, right? Okay, in between these two, if it is positive, the force of repulsion is present. If it is positive, negative, the force of attraction is present. That we are writing, we are defining the force of attraction and repulsion between 2-point charges. What we are mentioning, 2-point charges or two static charges. Two static charges is directly proportional to product of its magnitude q1 q2 divided by, right, product of its magnitude, and inversely proportional to square of distance between them, right? That I will write in the vector form. I will write this proportionality constant is removed by f equals to what we got here, k into q1 q2 divided by r square, right? q1 q2 divided by r square. This is the Coulomb's formula that we are writing in the form of vector notation. What is the vector notation formula? That is f equals to, what is the value of k? 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 divided by r square. Just we are indicating the direction. What we are indicating here? Here we are indicating the direction. Okay, now if here again I will take, here I will consider positive and negative charge. In between this is in air medium, then we are writing f equals to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 divided by r square. But if any medium is placed here, what is the force? This question I will solve. What is the force between them? That is, this medium is nothing but what we call it is a dielectric medium. By writing that formula, that is f equals to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught k into q Q1 Q2 divided by R square. This is the formula. Very important. Remember, students. Very important. Right? This is effect of medium. This one and these two formula you remember. Everyone note this one. Right? That in medium we are writing F medium, force in medium equals to force in air divided by K. This is the value. That is nothing but again K equals to medium constant equals to F in air divided by F in medium. Right? F in medium, that is known as what we call it is a constant, dielectric constant. Okay, this is also very helpful by solving the problems. What is the dielectric constant? Dielectric constant, force in air medium to the force in medium is known as what we call it is a dielectric constant. Now here, if I'll go an example. If this is a body, otherwise I'll consider total room. I'll consider this total room is contained in number of charges, but I want a force. Which method I have to use? I will use the method of integration. That is a continuous charge distribution. Continuous charge distribution can be solved only using integration method. What is the method here? Integration method. If it is a divide, then we will use the differentiation. Okay, now here I will state here, that is again I will state Coulomb's law, otherwise superposition principle. What is the superposition principle? The superposition principle is F net equals to F1 plus F2 plus dot 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 up to Fn. Okay, here that derivation will not derive. Just I will go write the formulas. That is F net equals to F1 plus F2 plus dot dot up to Fn. Right? Okay, now here if two charges are placed in a origin. Okay, I'll take one example. In vector notation I will take here one charge is placed, right, that is Q1, and here another charge is placed Q2, but separated from a distance origin O, right, here to here, right. Then we need to write the formula, that formula, the magnitude of resultant of two electric forces. Then these two experience the electric forces. That electric force okay, F net equals to, that is parallelogram of law of vector I will use here. F net equals to root of F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 into F1 F2 cos theta. This is our first year formula. That is parallelogram of law of vector, right. Okay, now here another one, electric field. What is electric field? Electric field is nothing but what? Force experienced per unit test charge. Force experienced per unit test charge is known as what we call it is electric field. What is the SI unit? SI unit is Newton per coulomb. What is the SI unit? Newton per coulomb is the SI unit for electric field. Same thing, electric field for 2-point charges. Okay, one positive and another one is negative. In between this, the force is present. What is the formula? Electric field for the point charge or at a distance r. That is E equals to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square. What is the formula? That is E equals to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square. This is the formula. You remember this also. Right? Clear? I hope you cleared. Right? Okay, now another one. In electric field starts from positive charge. Okay, we know that the properties of electric field lines. Okay, in the properties of electric field lines, electric field starts from positive charge, and where it ends towards the negative charge. It ends towards the negative charge at infinity, right? But it forms a curved surface, not a continuous closed loop. It never forms like this. It forms only a curved surface. Two electric field lines never intersect each other. Any two electric field lines never intersect each other because of confusion in direction. confusion in direction. Remember this, okay? Okay, now there we derived one expression. We will consider negative charge and another one is positive charge, right? Separation distance is r, or I call it is e, right? Okay, now before moving to this, one concept I will explain, that is dipole. What is dipole, right? Two equal and opposite charges separated by a distance of 2a, is known as what we call it is dipole, electric dipole. Once again I will define: two equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance. What is the small distance here? 2a is the small distance, is known as what we call it is dipole. Okay, here dipole moment comes. Dipole moment. What is dipole moment? Product of either of charge, any one charge, right? It may be positive or it may be negative. Either of charge into separation distance. What is the separation distance here? 2a is the separation distance that we are denoting. That is, here I will denote P equals to 2a into q. Remember students, electric dipole moment. What is electric dipole moment? P equals to 2a q, right? Okay, now here I'll consider electric dipole, negative charge and positive charge separated by a distance is 2a. Somewhere at point P, we place one test charge. Okay, in electric dipole, all the distances are measured from the midpoint. Okay, this is the distance r. Okay, you remember this derivation, I think. Okay, what we got the end equation? We got E equals to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p divided by r cube. This is the end expression. You remember students, using this one I will solve the problems. What is the end expression? E equals to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p divided by r cube is the expression. Clear? I hope you cleared. Okay, next one, electric field along the equatorial. Same thing here. This is also, we derived this one. One is negative charge, another one is positive charge. Okay, but actually we place it along the axis. We place it. Now I am placing at equatorial. At point P I am placing the charge. Right, this is the distance 2a. Okay, what we got here? This is r square plus a square. Is the expression. By solving, what is the expression we got? E equals to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught p divided by r cube. Actually this is at the center. Where it is? Actually at the center. That I will write E equals to that is p divided by 4 pi epsilon naught root of r square plus a square, again a whole square, into here r. Right, this is the actual expression. By what we are considering, if r is very greater than a, then what we got the expression at the center, E equals to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught p divided by r cube. This is the another one expression. Remembered? Okay students. Okay, next one is torque. Here we'll consider electric field lines. What I will consider here? Electric field lines I will consider. In this electric field lines, I will place one electric dipole. I will place, right? That is positive and negative charge. Right? Electric dipole I will place it, and it is attached at center. Right? What will happen? This electric dipole start experiencing the twist. That twist we call it is a torque. The force experienced per unit area, force into a perpendicular distance is known as what we call it is a torque. This one will experience a force, right? This is angle theta, right? Okay, now what we got the expression here? We got the expression torque tau equals to electric dipole into electric field, that is cross product of, not into, it is a cross product of tau equals to P cross E, P cross E, right? Okay, now the cross product is removed. The cross product is removed using tau equals to PE, PE, sorry, PE sin theta. What is that? Torque tau equals to PE sin theta in the form of mod. In the form of mod, you remember tau equals to PE sin theta. Clear? I hope you cleared. Okay, next one. I'll define another one. Electric potential. What is electric potential? That is denoted by V, right? Amount of work done by per unit test charge, W divided by Q. Amount of work done by per unit test charge is known as what we call it is electric potential. Again, here we are deriving the another one same expression, that is electric potential for 2-point charges, right? What is electric potential for 2-point charges? V equals to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R, right? This is the expression. Cleared? I hope you clear, right? Okay, I'll move to the next slide. Okay, next, electric potential due to electric dipole. This also we derived the expression. Okay, here what is the end equation? V equals to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught P vector form of R divided by RQ. Remember students, this is the expression. This is the expression. We got V equals to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, that is P divided by R square. This is the expression we got. This also you remember students. Clear? I hope you cleared. Okay, now here another one. Electrostatic potential is the same at all the point on equatorial surface. Okay, first I will define equatorial surface. What is equatorial surface? Equatorial surface, the potential is same at every point on the surface is known as what we call it is equipotential surface. Okay, now here I'll consider a positive charge. This positive charge will emit the electric field lines. Okay, just I will mark the field. I will mark here. I will mark the field. Okay, but in equipotential surface, we brought any charge, the amount of work done is always 0. Remember this one. In equipotential surface, the amount of work is always 0, right? Okay, now here students, we know that the expression of electric field and electric potential, that is E equals to that is V divided by D minus of V divided by D. Okay, but this one I will write in terms of a coordinate system, that is x, y, z system, coordinate system. What is the expression we got? E equals to minus dou v by dou x. Dou is nothing but again a differentiation of d only. Dou v by dou x I cap plus dou v by dou y j cap plus dou v by dou z k cap. This is the expression. Based on this one and this one, we are solving the problem students. This also you remember, very important. Clear? Okay, now here another one. Electrostatic potential energy for a system of charge is equal to the work done. Okay, and that we are defining U equals to equipotential energy. U equals to, for 2-point charges, what is the expression? Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R. That is the expression for electric potential energy for 2-point charges. U equals to Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R. This is the expression. Okay, now here another one, same thing. Last one I derived. In electric field, we placed electric dipole we placed. But what it will experience? It will experience a torque. Okay, but not only a torque, it will amount of work has to be done. What is the amount of work done? The amount of work done, that is U equals to minus P dot E. That we can write this one, U equals to minus PE cos theta. This is also expression. This expression is also important. Okay, next one. Okay, Gauss law. I'll define a Gauss law. What Gauss law states? The total number of electric field lines, passing through the closed surface, what we call it is that one, that we call it is electric flux. Okay, is equals to what? Is equals to 1 divided by epsilon naught times of total charge. That is, total number of electric field lines passing through the surface is flux, is equals to 1 by epsilon naught times of total charge, 1 by epsilon naught times of total charge in a system is known as what we call it is a Gauss law, electric flux in a Gauss law. Clear? I hope you clear that here not divisible. That is pi E equals to that is Q divided by epsilon naught. Right? Okay, again here electric field. Next, okay, I'll move to the next slide. Okay, here that is expression visible. What is the Q here? Q is the net charge or the total charge. Okay, now here electric field due to a infinite long charged wire. Okay, infinite long charged wire. That is the expression. You will consider a long charge wire. I will consider positive as well, positive charge. Okay, now here we need to assume the Gaussian surface. What we are assuming here? We are assuming the Gaussian surface. Right? This electric field lines in Gaussian surface, again here we need to draw the unit vector n cap here, n cap. Right? Okay, now this will evaluate the electric field lines. But here first I will define electric flux. What is electric flux? Number of electric field lines passing through the closed surface area, that is E dot ds. Now here dot product is removed, E ds cos theta. What is that? E ds cos theta. See here, but here ds is nothing but a scalar quantity. But this one we need to make it a vector. How we are making? By drawing a unit vector n cap. Now, always we measure angle with respect to n cap and electric field lines. Remember this, students. Okay, now that is here these two are parallel. Okay, these two are parallel and this is in this surface electric field lines are perpendicular. What we got the expression? That expression is E equals to 1 divided by 2 epsilon naught lambda divided by r is the expression for electric field on a infinite long straight wire. Okay, same thing here again. I will assume a thin sheet. I will assume, right? In the thin sheet, what we got the expression, that is E equals to sigma divided by epsilon naught. E equals to sigma divided by epsilon naught. Same, this one is also, so this expression E equals to sigma divided by epsilon naught. This everything I written in the form of vector notation. Remember this one also. These two by solving derivation by solving a problem is very important. Okay, next one is last one, that is electric field inside the sphere. What is electric field inside the sphere? That is E equals to, here electric field inside the sphere E equals to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. There we derived two. One is on the surface and inside the surface and outside the surface. That is electric field inside the surface is 0, but in outside the surface, what is the electric field outside the surface? E equals to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R square. This is the expression. This also you remember. Okay. Okay, students, I hope you cleared. Okay, next one is electric field inside the conductor is 0. Okay, but what about the electric potential here? Remember this one? Electric field inside the conductor is 0. But what about the electric potential? Electric potential is same or constant. Electric potential is same or constant. That I will mention. Okay, the electric field at the surface on the conductor is normal to the surface. Here, if it is a conductor, it is normal to the surface, but inside it is 0. Clear? What is the expression we got here? E equals to sigma divided by epsilon naught. Okay, this also remember. I'll move to the next slide. That is, okay, the surface of the conductor has the same potential. Now only I mentioned you. Okay, inside as well as outside. What is the electric potential? Electric potential is same on the surface. Okay, remember this one. Okay, now here we are defining again a conductor. What is conductor? Which allows the flow of electron is known as what we call it is conductor. A conductor can be a charge using the process of induction. Okay, any conductor you can take that we can rub it with each other. Okay, what will happen? The body get charged. That is such a method is known as what we call it is a induction method. Right? Okay, there are two methods, three methods are there is. One is friction method, another one is a induction method, another one is a conduction method. Here the conductor can be a charge using a method of induction. Right? Remember. Okay, now here I'll define what is dielectric. The dielectric which does not allows any flow of charges is known as what we call it is dielectric. Here dielectric or insulator has no free electrons. In a body there is no free electrons is known as what we call it is dielectric. But by applying very high electric field, this dielectric also can be made as the electric when by applying very electric field. That is known as what we call it is dielectric polarization. In dielectric polarization, one is polar, another one is non-polar dielectrics. In dielectrics there are two concepts. One is polar dielectrics and another one is non-polar dielectrics. I hope you clear. Okay, next one here, capacitor. What is capacitor? Capacitor is a device to store the charges is known as what we call it is capacitor. That we are writing C equals to Q divided by V. C equals to Q divided by E is the electric capacitor. Or we call it is a condenser also. In problems they call it is a condenser also. Remember, condenser is nothing but what? A capacitor only. C equals to Q divided by V. Okay, now here another one, the parallel plate capacitor. Parallel plate capacitor in air medium. What is a parallel plate capacitor? What is the formula for parallel plate capacitor in air medium? That is C equals to epsilon naught A divided by D. C equals to epsilon naught A divided by D is a parallel plate capacitor in air medium. Then the energy stored in a parallel plate capacitor is what is the energy stored? U equals to 1 divided by 2 CV square. You remember this as well as this. Right? Okay, another one we have, another one is the formula we are having, that is parallel plate capacitor with a dielectric medium. Just to check this formula, then tell me later by solving the problems. Sorry. Right? Okay. Now here another one we are deriving, the capacitor connected in series as well as parallel. First, you will take okay. First, I will take here 3 capacitor connected in C1, C2, C3 are connected in series, right? Okay, 3 capacitor connected in series. What we got the formula? 1 by CS equals to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3 dot dot up to, if it is N, 1 by Cn. Remember this formula. Okay. Same thing, another one, if capacitor connected in parallel. If capacitor connected in parallel, what is the formula we got here? The formula is Cp equals to C1 plus C2 plus C3, okay, dot dot up to C. Capacitor connected in series. Remember this all. Okay. This one I'll explain very simple format. Okay, very simple format. Okay, electrostatic, what we studied first one, briefly introduction, I'll introduce once again. Point charge, what is point charge? A positive charge which not affecting any other charges. Okay, Coulomb's law, what is the Coulomb's law formula? F equals to Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square, Coulomb's law. Okay, what is dipole? Two charges are separated by a small distance is known as what we call it is dipole. Okay, but here I'll write the formula of dipole moment. What is dipole moment? P equals to either of charge separated by a small distance is known as what we call it is a dipole. Okay, next one, electric field. Electric field, for electric field, E equals to force per unit test charge. Force per unit test charge. Again, electric field for 2-point charges, E equals to Q1, otherwise, okay, Q divided by okay, Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Just assume as a Q. Here I wrote a Q, the Q1, actually that is a Q. Okay, now another one. What is electric flux? What is electric flux? Pi equals to number of electric field lines passing through the closed surface. The dot product is removed. E ds cos theta. E ds cos theta. Next one here. Okay, I'll go to the electric potential. What is electric potential? Electric potential is amount of work done by per unit test charge is known as what we call it is electric potential. Electric potential for 2-point charges, V equals to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, that is R. Right, another one. Okay, electric potential energy. What is electric potential energy for 2-point charges? U equals to Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Okay, next one, Gauss law. What Gauss law states? Number of electric field lines passing through the closed surface is equals to pi equals to 1 divided by epsilon naught times of total charge in a system. Okay, remember the formula. Okay, next here, conductor. What is a conductor? Which allows the flow of charges is known as what we call it is a conductor. Okay, but this one is discarded. I will not write this one. Okay, next, series capacitor and parallel capacitor. Here we have the formula for series. 1 by Cs equals to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. Okay, for in parallel capacitor, Cp equals to C1 plus C2 plus C3 dot 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 up to Cn. Okay, clear? I hope you clear. This all the formulas you remember, students. This is the synopsis of a complete electrostatic. Electric field as well as charges and electric potential. I covered all. Remember. Any doubt regarding this? Okay, students. I'll discuss the questions. Just everyone go through it and read it. Just I'll give the 2 minutes for time. 2 minutes time will give. Students, these are the important questions from all the NCERT as well as previous year question paper from Karnataka state. Okay, first question I will solve, that is FG. FG is nothing but, sorry, Fg is the force of acceleration due to gravity, and Fe represent Coulomb's force. Okay, Fg and Fe represent gravitational and electrostatic force respectively between the electrons situated at a distance. What is the distance here? 10 centimeter. They are asking a ratio of Fg and Fe. Okay, now here we know that directly I will solve this one. Fg divided by Fe equals to, okay, what is the Fg formula? That is G into mass of electron, right? Again this is another mass of electron divided by R square, again whole divided by, this is for K into Q1 Q2 divided by R square. They mentioned the distance. What is the distance here? 10 centimeter. For both 10 centimeter, this R square and R square get cancelled. Here Fg divided by Fe equals to, I'll substitute the values, 6.675 into 10 to the power of minus 11, okay, into mass of electron. What is the mass of electron? Here they mentioned mass of electron situated, they mentioned. What is the mass of electron? 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 square. 2 electrons are there, whole divided by, what is the value of K? The value of K is 9 into 10 to the power of 9. Okay, what is the value of charge? The value of charge is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 Coulomb square, right? Okay students, okay, just to simplify this one, just they are asking in power, just to simplify the powers, Fg divided by Fe equals to, Fg divided by Fe equals to, what is the power here? 31 to the, that is 10 to the power of minus 62. Again, what is left here? 10 to the power of minus 11. Now whole divided by, this is 10 to the power of 9 into 10 to the power of minus 38. Okay, by simplifying all this, just to simplify, 10 to the power of minus 43. What is the value we got? Fg equals to 10 to the power of minus 43 times F of E. Okay, clear? What is the answer here? Answer is D. Right, students, answer is D. Just substitute, I substitute the values, just simplify. What we can get here? 10 to the power of minus 33. Okay, one simple method I will tell you. Okay, another shortcut method. We know that the proper nature of forces. Okay, which is the strongest force? Nuclear force. Weakest force is gravitational force, right? Okay, now here gravitational force. Okay, gravitational force is how many times? That is 10 to the power of 43 times, minus, not a plus, minus 43 times stronger than electrostatic. But nothing but what? Electrostatic force is the very strongest force, right? But here, but not in fundamental properties. Written, read this. What is the answer we got? 10 to the power of minus 43. This is from NCERT. This is from NCERT. This question will ask. Okay students, next one I will move. Okay, next question. In the next question, what they mentioned, this is second question. Three charges are placed at vertices of equilateral triangle, where they are placing equilateral triangle, vertices of equilateral triangle of sides A. This is A, this is A. Okay, as shown in the following figure. The force experienced by a charge placed at vertices A. What we need to calculate? What is the force experienced by charge A? This one, A, right? Okay, in the direction normal to the BC. Direction normal to the BC. This is okay along the direction. Okay, students. Here A, this is B and C, right? Here one charge is placed and this is another charge, right? Okay, now see, this is what positively charged and this is negatively charged. Again, this is what positively charged. Okay, positive will repel. What is the force will repulse here, right? Okay, now here positive negative will attract. Positive negative will attract. Here what they mentioned here, direction normal to the BC. Direction normal to the BC. This one I will call it is f of B and this is f of C, right? Okay, this angle makes 60 degree and this angle makes 60 degree. Okay, the electric force experienced along vertical direction also, here upward as well as downward. If this is experiencing force of Fe and this is experiencing force of Fe, both force are, I'll call it as F. This is positive F and this is negative F. What is the total force in the system? The total force F equals to, that is F minus F. This is, I'll call it as F dash. What we can get here? F dash equals to 0. What is the answer? Answer is 0. Here remember. Clear? Here positive will repel and positive negative will attract. What is the angle made? Angle made is a 60 degree along the vertical. One is upward direction in a positive y axis, another one is negative y axis. What is the total force? Total force is 0. Okay, next one. Okay, when 10 to the power of 19 electrons, 10 to the power of 19 electrons are removed from the neutral metal plate, the electric charge on it. What they are asking, how many electrons are removed? 10 to the power of 19 electrons, that is n equals to 10 to the power of 19 electrons are removed. What they are asking? They are asking the electric charge on it. They are asking. Yes? Okay, now students, I'll use the formula of which one? That is quantization. Q equals to plus or minus n into E. Clear? Right? Okay, now this is Q equals to right, plus or minus, but here what they are mentioning, 10 to the power of 19 electrons are removed. 19 is nothing but minus into minus plus, that is 10 to the power of 19 into 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. 10 to the power of minus 19 and plus 19 get cancelled. Here what we can get here, minus into minus plus, what we can get here, only 1.6 coulomb. Positive 1.6 coulomb. Answer is 1.6 coulomb. Right. Ready everyone first. Clear? I told you the deficiency. What about the mass? Mass slightly decreases. Okay. Okay, next question. The charge is on two spheres. One is how much? Plus 7 microcoulomb and another one is minus 5 microcoulomb respectively. The experiences of forces F. What is the force it is experiencing? That I will write. F equals to, right, K, 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into, this is 7 microcoulomb into minus 5 microcoulomb. Minus 5 microcoulomb, okay, divided by r square. Okay, that is nothing but F. Okay, now if a charge of them is given and additional charge is nothing but adding to the minus 2 microcoulomb, what is the new force of attraction will be? What is the new force of attraction will be? Simple. Okay, what they are doing here, they are adding two charges. That I will write here. F dash equals to, students, F dash equals to, here if they are adding 2, minus 2 is there, and if they add to here, what we can get here, 5 microcoulomb. Yes. Okay, again if they add to this one, again what we can get here, minus 5 and minus 2, that is minus 7 microcoulomb. Yes, divided by r square as well k. Just I'll write the k value. So check this one, same we are getting F dash equals to, by comparing these two, what we can got the answer is F. Answer is F. Nothing changes. Simple question, but important. Understood? I hope you understood. Okay, next one here. A charge q is placed at the center of line joining, where they are placing center of line joining two equal charges q. The system of three charges will be in equilibrium. If is equals to, see here I'll take, this is a one charge q, another charge q, right? Two charges, line joining two charges, right? What is the distance from here to here? Distance that I will call it is, okay, just here another one charge is placed, that is q here is placed. Okay, now from here to here distance is what? R, and here to here distance is what? R. What about this one? These two? 2r. There's the distance here, 2r. Okay, now I'll write the formula, that is F equals to, what is the force between these two? K into q divided by r square, right? What about this one? F equals to, they mentioned here under a equilibrium condition, if it is equals to k into q square, q into q divided by q square, and 2r whole square, right students? Okay, now here just I will equate this one, both k into q divided by r square equals to k into q square divided by 2r square. Here 1q and 1q get cancelled, k and k get cancelled, and r square and here r square will get cancelled. Q equals to what we can get here, q divided by this is 4. What is the answer? Plus q divided by 4. Okay students, I'll stop here. I'll solve the 5 questions. Remaining questions are there. Next class I will solve this one.